The Stephanie Miller Show, weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on 960 The Quake, Progressive Talk Radio.
Live from the epicenter of the gay universe, it's Shake, America's LGBT radio talk show. On the edge and all up in your wiggle room. Get ready for Shake. The information you need, the conversation you expect. San Francisco is Shake. Shake.
That's right. We are back with hour number 2 of Shake, America's LGBT radio talk show, presented by LGBThomes.com. And we have to thank them for being our first national sponsor. Find a friendly realtor anywhere in the USA, LGBThomes.com. And in hour 2, well, let's start with the serious topic. The iPod vibrator. We'll be linking up with Suki from Oh My Bod this hour of Shake. Also, Harrison and Hollywood actually live from Orlando. How that works, I'm not sure, but we'll be checking in with Harrison. We'll look into Albuquerque and Washington, D.C. prides and drinking and debauchery with Donald and Mickey and David Williams at Gay Day at Walt Disney World in Orlando as well. But let's get right to segment number 2 of the Gay News.
News and information from our world. Putting the G in news and finding your journalistic G-spot. It's Sebastian Kuntz with Gay News.
Gay News 060307. A Northern California woman is claiming the online dating service eHarmony is guilty of, quote, outright discrimination, unquote, against bisexuals and lesbians. Linda Carlson is suing the online service because it doesn't try to hook up gays and bis with their multiple degrees of compatibility. You know those commercials hosted by Dr. Neil Clark Warren. The lawsuit claims that by only offering to find matches for men seeking women and women seeking men, the company's violating state laws which bar discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation. In a statement, plaintiff Carlson says such bias is, quote, hurtful and disappointing, unquote. The suit names eHarmony founder Neil Clark Warren and his wife Marilyn as defendants. It also seeks class action status, a jury trial, and unspecified damages. For its part, eHarmony is denying the allegations of bias. The company says its current research is based on successful heterosexual marriages, but that nothing bars it from providing same-sex matching in the future. It is just, quote, not a service we offer now, unquote. Unbelievable story out of Australia. A gay bar in Melbourne now has the right to ban straight guys and even lesbians. Owners of the Peel Hotel argued that restricting the bar to only homosexual men would prevent insults and violence. The pub was given an exemption to Australia's Equal Opportunities Act. One official says they were swayed by stories that straights would come to the bar to watch gays as a form of entertainment, much like going to the zoo and seeing the animals. For Madison, Wisconsin, an appeals court there has ruled that a lawsuit by a minister against a gay rights group was not frivolous. Get this, the minister was claiming the gay rights group defamed him by accusing him of advocating the murder of gays. The decision means that a lawyer who filed suit on behalf of the Reverend Grant Storms does not have to pay court costs and attorney's fees to the group Action Wisconsin. The case stems from Storms' speech back in 2003 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, at what was called the International Conference on Homofascism. Action Wisconsin obtained a recording in which Storms mimicked gunfire. The group said on its website, Storms, quote, apparently advocated the murder of gays, unquote. Storms insisted he was talking about killing the homosexual movement, but not gay people. A judge dismissed the defamation case, but the appeals court says the lawsuit was not frivolous because a jury could have easily ruled in his favor. From our Gay Religion Watch, members of a Connecticut congregation have rejected their Episcopal bishop after he supported appointing a gay bishop. They've now voted to leave the denomination. Trinity Episcopal Church in Bristol, Connecticut, as of Sunday, became part of the Convocation of Anglicans in North America, which is a group of the Anglican Church of Nigeria. Parishioners reportedly concluded the Episcopal Church was abandoning the orthodox tenets of Christian belief. Some historic parishes in Virginia have also aligned themselves with the church in Nigeria. Continuing our Gay Marriage Watch, we've been telling you about New Hampshire Governor John Lynch, who on Thursday signed a bill legalizing civil unions for same-sex couples, saying it was, quote, a matter of fairness and conscience, unquote. Episcopal Bishop V. Gene Robinson was planning to have a civil union with his longtime partner, too, and was among those attending the signing ceremony. By the way, of course, some political folks are saying that civil unions are not equal to gay marriage. And wrapping up with the story that I just couldn't resist. An ad featuring two men kissing is too much for gay Americans. That's according to a report from Advocate.com this week. However, if you continue to read the story, the headline is definitely not all it's cracked up to be. Here's the story. A commercial which aired for a short time on MTV Canada features three young men in a parked car, two in front, one in back. They're smoking a bong of marijuana. This is directly from the Advocate.com. The man in the passenger seat, who's obviously stoned, passes the bong to a friend of his in the back seat while remarking, "Whoa, this stuff's really good." As the two men in front give each other a wasted look, they get closer and then lock into a deep, sensual kiss, with the man in back asking, "Aren't you guys brothers?" A caption then appears stating, "If you're high, just make sure you don't drive." 2/3 of straight Canadians felt comfortable with that ad, but only half of straight Americans found it acceptable. The report says that related simply to Americans being ready to see same-sex action on TV. I'm claiming that, in fact, it's Americans are not ready for brothers making out stoned on national television. That is the Giga News for this hour and for this week. Don't forget to check out our Giga News page at shakeradio.com. Check us out on MySpace and YouTube as well. I'm Sebastian Kuntz reporting for Shake, America's LGBT radio talk show.
866-365-4758 to join us tonight. America's LGBT radio talk show is Shake, and joining us live from Orlando. I don't know if anybody's high, making out, or drunk, but let's find out what's going on at Walt Disney World. Gay Days at Disney World. It's David Williams reporting live. What's going on, and have you found any trouble in the past hour, or what's up?
Oh, I've just been hanging out listening to the show. Great show tonight, you guys.
Thanks.
Hey,
Awesome.
It's year 17 and nearly 200,000 attendees to Orlando's Gay Days. This is way more than just a trip to Disney World. It's a week-long festival, or almost an international festival. I personally spoke with people from France and England, Africa, Brazil, and lots of guys and girls from Puerto Rico, and believe it or not, a few from San Francisco and L.A. Parties, lots of parties. Pool parties with food and live DJs, and the 2007 Lesbo Luau, I don't make this up, was the official event for the girls yesterday. I didn't attend that one, so you'll just have to let your imagination run wild with what might have happened there. Huge all-night after-hours parties at various upscale local venues. And last night, we went to a Disney-sponsored party at the MGM Disney Studios where Kathy Griffin did some of her latest material. And let's just say that Oprah and her girlfriend Gail probably won't be sending Kathy a Christmas card this year. That comedy show was well hidden in a private area. And after later in the evening, after all the unsuspecting straight people had left, we were ushered over to a huge dance area, whipped up in a fashion only Disney could create. Excellent sound, lights, staging, all unbelievable. We danced and danced under mostly warm, rainy skies. The rain kind of enhanced the whole night. And then around midnight, out comes Donna Summer, opening with MacArthur Park.
Wow.
And finishing with Last Dance, of course. She wasn't just singing to a pre-recorded soundtrack either. There was a full orchestra on the stage. Let's just say it was safe to say she worked hard for the money. The night was capped off with just this glorious fireworks display, and we just really had a great time. The one thing I wonder about, all the straight people who showed up, what did they do for fun? But anyway, we had a really good time, you guys. It's just been unbelievable.
So definitely, we don't want to miss it next year. We should do the show live next year from Gay Days at Disney World.
Hey, I wanted to tell you, too, I talked to some guys from Atlanta and some guys from Minneapolis, both of which have their Pride celebrations the same weekend. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of this debate. Everybody, I'm seriously thinking about going to either Minneapolis or Atlanta for their Pride celebration and reporting back with what I find there, because they both seem to think that they have the best Pride celebration.
Geez, all this Pride celebration, you're at Gay Day Disneyland. I just have to wonder, what do gay people do for a living? You can just go to these.
We plan celebrations.
Well, it's funny because I'm the king of cheap travel, and I.
Is there actually a way to do Gay Day at Disney World kind of on the cheap?
There really is. My best friend Jeff and I came, and we shared a hotel room. Our hotel room for the 5 nights and our airfare was $950. So split between us, that was pretty cheap. We did that on Expedia, and then we did some we did spend some money to get some park tickets and things like that, but generally we haven't spent a lot of money.
So they don't jack up like drink prices or anything at the clubs just because Gay Day's going on at Disney World?
No, not at all. Actually, things seem to be very fair.
Hey, David, it sounds like a whole lot of partying. Have you seen any gay families, I guess, or kids going? Because we know Disneyland is...
We went to the parks, and during the day at the parks, the ever-familiar now red shirts were prevalent, and lots of families, lots of gay men and lesbian couples with kids. They were there. I always feel sorry for the mother from Iowa who thinks it's a great idea to dress the whole family in red before they come to this event, so they'll be easy to find. But we had a great time.
David, Larry here. I want to know, did you ever see Mickey Mouse in drag? And what happens with... I mean, there have to be protests. Aren't there people there, like you said, innocently stumbling into the place and then, oh, what's going on? Why are the boys kissing on each other?
Larry, I see your point, but I think that it's 2007, and I really don't think people give a damn anymore. It's people we coexist, and there weren't any out of or improper public displays of affection. There was a lot of hand-holding, and
it was not like San Francisco's Folsom Street Fair.
No, none of that. And it's a Disney environment. Even in the parks during the daytime, it's a Disney environment, and they work very hard to make the environment hospitable to all.
Well, it sounds like we need to be there broadcasting live next year from Gay Days at Disney World.
Well, I promise you this: we won't be shipping our broadcast equipment DHL. So
okay,
I had to get that in.
Let's not even go there. But
there goes that advertiser.
Let's give the phone number real fast, and if you want to be on the show tonight, 866-365-4758. It's Shake, America's LGBT radio talk show. David Williams live from Orlando, and also in Orlando, it is Harrison, who's normally in Hollywood, but you're in Florida tonight.
That I am, and boy, I got a mosquito bite. And I'll tell you, anybody who's in Southern California, what's a mosquito
What's
bite?
that? Right.
We don't have insects, we don't have humidity, and here, I'm telling you. But apart from that, what a nice place.
So what do we have to look forward to from you tonight a little bit later on in the show? What's your commentary all about?
Well, actually, I want to talk about how I was really gang raped by Disney.
Oh, no.
Worst kind of identity theft molestation. They are now fingerprinting you, not with ink, but with electronic scanners after you buy your ticket. So you don't have a choice. Do you want to get into the park? You throw your ticket into the machine, and as it starts to gobble it up, the scanner demands your fingerprint.
Wait, you can't. There's no way to override that. There's not an option to do.
No. You may not override it. You may not bypass it. Since you've already spent your $60, you have to do it or forfeit your money.
That sounds weird. I just want to know, where is that data going?
We'll find out. Harrison on the Edge on the way a little bit later on in the show. It's America's LGBT radio talk show. Shake can join us by phone at 866-365-4758 or online at talkback@shakeradio.com. Back here in just a couple of minutes with, oh my bod, the iPod vibrator next. Don't go away.
Uncommon sense from the radical middle. It's the Tom Hartman Program. Weekdays 9 to noon on 960 The Quake, Progressive Talk Radio.
America's LGBT radio talk show. 866-365-4758.
We are back with Shake. It's America's LGBT radio talk show, 866-365-4758 to join us. And, we do take things seriously here, but every now and then we have to have some fun, so to speak. And Michelle Meow has unearthed something fun, I think.
I'm giggling because I like that you say Michelle unearthed it as if I don't know, but say what I've unearthed, as you say, is here's this question.
I could have said dug it out, but I didn't want to go there.
No, here's this question. When you're listening to your iPod and it's one of those songs that take you back to this moment, this hot, frisky moment that you remember with someone else, does that get you excited?
Oh, it's been a while, but yeah, absolutely.
And if
I guess.
Well, our guest tonight, Suki, she's the inventor and founder of Oh My Bod, and it's this. Well, you know what? Let's have her tell us what it is. Suki, are you here with us?
Yes. Hi, Michelle.
How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. So, oh my bod. Whose bod are we talking about, and who's getting off?
Well, you're actually talking about your own body or whoever's using Oh My Bod. Oh My Bod is an iPod-driven vibrator, and it vibrates to the beat and the rhythm of the music on your iPod.
So, like St. John likes house music. How fast is that going?
House music works really well with an Oh My Bod.
Well, I have to ask, who came up with the concept?
The idea actually was mine. And basically, it came about 4 years ago, but we just launched it about a year ago. And it came about because 4 years ago, I received kind of my two favorite stocking stuffers, if you will, of all time. From my husband, I received an iPod mini and a vibrator. And so, hence, the two seemed to go well together. I was listening to music, obviously, while I was pleasuring myself, and I thought, I got to do something with these products. I got to bring them together.
This is the ultimate toy, I guess, for self-pleasurement. This isn't really, you can't, I'm thinking if you've got headphones on plugged into your iPod, you can't really share with somebody else.
Can you use the Oh My Bod and headphones at the same time?
Oh, yeah, that's how it works. Actually, when you buy an Oh My Bod, it comes with a splitter. One side, your earbuds go into one side, and on the other side, it connects to your Oh My Bod.
Why is Michelle laughing? Just because I have to know the technical everything about Oh My Bod? She's like, who would even think to ask that question?
And I'm also on the other side of the console here, imagining St. John with his iPod and the house music going off. I don't know. I'm scratching my head. But Suki, is this really mainly for self-pleasurement? Is this a safe masturbation tool? Is it made just for one person to use?
Actually, we have couples that use it too. It's kind of interesting. There are a couple of different things. People, of course, like to use it by themselves, and it makes sense that the iPod is part of it because it seems like music and sex obviously have gone together for forever, and a lot of people listen to music while they are having sex or masturbating. So it works well together. For couples, what's fun about it is what I found is a lot of women are not necessarily technically savvy, and so their significant other will put together their playlists, as an example. So that adds this whole new level of intimacy.
I was going to say, that's a whole different way of being interactive with this thing.
Exactly.
A little personalize the experience for your other half.
Exactly. I've had couples write me and say, we'll never listen to music the same way again in the car on the radio because they're both thinking, ooh, wonder how that would do.
I'll tell you, I'll never look at my iPod the same way again.
And then there's the thought that I don't know where your iPod has been.
Well, it's only connected via cord, so you don't have to worry about that part.
Right.
Now will this work with only with iPod or anything with a hole for headphones?
It actually works with any MP3 player. Actually, anything with a 3.5 millimeter jack.
There you go. So, I could be on stage DJing someplace and plug this in while I'm doing my thing. As long as there's a headphone output, we're good to go.
Oh yes.
Can you pick the size, colors, and safety and handling, clean? Or should we use it with a condom? Is there a slip-on?
Right. What's great about Oh My Bod is you don't. In terms of cleaning it, it's just soap and water or regular toy cleaner does the trick. You obviously have to keep it away from the electronic components which are in the top of the Oh My Bod. It's all integrated into one unit. Mm-hmm. It actually comes in essentially iPod white with a silver end cap.
The folks from Apple.
Well, look at that!
Sebastian's already got it set up right here, so we'll be giving away that Oh My Bod that he's got in the master control room right there, and we're going to do that on the website.
Yes, shakeradio.com.
Making our Earth cleaner and greener requires very little effort, actually. Find out all about it on the green page of QuakeRadio.com. Pride. Described as a feeling of self-respect and personal worth. San Francisco Pride, our LGBT celebration. Stephanie Miller will be here, and you can see her. Details soon on the air and online at QuakeRadio.com.
Hey, all you homos. I'm Larry Adams with more of What's Shaken, courtesy of the Metro City Bar, where you can win a free BMW. Yes, you heard me right, a free BMW. Now, get on in there and get your new free car. Or have a drink before you do it. All right. Hey, ever notice that big pink triangle on the hill in the Castro? It just shows up magically the day before the Pride Parade. Ever wonder how it gets there? You can help construct the thing this year. There's a meeting coming up this week for volunteers. The Pink Triangle. It's a memorial to the queers exterminated and enslaved during the Holocaust, and as well to all the targets of hate crime. Construction of the triangle takes place on June 23rd. That's a Saturday, 7 to 10 a.m. There's a dedication ceremony later that same morning. For info, thepinktriangle.com. It's only 4 weeks away, so hurry up. Again, thepinktriangle.com. And that's what's shaken, courtesy of the Metro City Bar. The Metro City Bar and Grill is a proud sponsor of Shake Radio, now new and improved, live on Sunday nights at 7 here on The Quake. The Metro City Bar and Grill, proud to announce that they're part of a huge giveaway, a brand new BMW. Yes, you heard right, a BMW. Details are still in the works, but hell, when was the last time you had a chance to win a new car? I say toast the occasion. Get on into the Metro. That's the Metro City Bar and Grill at Market Noe and 16th Streets in the Castro.
Let us let every day be Earth Day. Find tips and tricks and green knowledge on the green page at QuakeRadio.com.
America's LGBT radio talk show. Part of the Queer Channel Radio Network.
866-365-4758 to join us at Shake. Live from San Francisco at 960 The Quake. Also on San Diego's Progressive Talk. To welcome them in at 1360 AM KLSD. And shouting out everybody online listening at ShakeRadio.com. And Larry Adams, you had some shots from the website real fast.
Sorry, I got my iPod turned on high. Forgive me.
Oh, my.
Okay, so this just in from the internets. My friend Michelle from Minden, Iowa, listening live at shakeradio.com. I got to tell you, put the pedal to the metal and get to the kettle, Michelle. Sergio, the crazy Nicaraguan in Hillcrest, and Kevin in, I think this is San Bernardino. I can't read this scribble. And who's this other guy? Alvin, Cranston, Rhode Island. Thank you guys for listening to ShakeRadio.com.
See that? We're all over America. You can listen online at ShakeRadio.com and taking you from Pride Celebration to Pride Celebration, whether it's Walt Disney World or Washington, D.C., or Pat Bailey joining us from Albuquerque Pride. How's it going?
Hey, doing really great, guys. Sound good.
Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you. You're in the 505. No, where's Albuquerque? What is that?
505.
505.
Yeah,
I bet your weather's better than it is here in San Francisco.
It was
is.
Gorgeous
Oh my!
today, nice and warm.
Yeah,
How many degrees?
Thanks for rubbing it in. We appreciate that.
I think we're like at 50 degrees. It's foggy. You know, the traditional San Francisco look
Well,
that you see.
I hear you.
How hot is it down there? What's the degrees, you
It
know?
was about 82 today.
Oh, perfect. It's
It
not
was
even
nice.
too hot.
Thunderstorm kind of in the afternoon, but it went away, so it was great.
Well, I think we're ready to come down there, Pride or no Pride. We're ready to
ABQ.
bail out and get to Albuquerque.
Definitely next weekend, the 8th and the 9th. That's our 31st year.
Wow.
31 years of Pride celebration in Albuquerque.
Exactly. In Albuquerque. We're the biggest GLBT event in the state. We get about 10,000 folks down here from all over the Southwest. So we need to get some of the north part of the state, too.
So you get desert babes.
We do, yeah. I mean, the weather's really, really good down here, and we've got a 2-day celebration. It's more like a kind of a county fair, probably, rather than a traditional Pride celebration. We've got pet parades and queer bake-offs and all kinds of stuff going on.
Are there booths where you sell arts and crafts and things? And could I get myself some turquoise jewelry?
We do. We've got about 125 vendors. And our event is held at the state fairground. So it's really fun. And we get in there and we get to use all their buildings. We've got a huge.
Uh-oh.
Have we lost her?
Stuff.
We have a bad cell connection.
Uh-oh. Can you hear?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, yeah.
We're back. Well, I think it's, I like, sometimes here in San Francisco, we get a little San Francisco centric, and we forget that there are all kinds of celebrations going on across the world. And I think it's it's going to be cool when we can go to Albuquerque next year. What do you suggest for those who might want to take the quick trip? And Southwest Airlines is probably a good, cheap option from the Bay Area or from San Diego.
Out here, they're definitely good. Make sure you get in early enough on Friday. So we've got Betty from Elward is our headliner on Friday night, and then Saturday night, Kimberly Locke from American Idol is going to be our headliner. So we'll have lots of fun.
Wow, Michelle's excited. She's making. I don't want to tell you what kind of faces she's making because, well, I don't know where that iPod's at.
Oh, well, I'm just like, I know Betty from Elward and, Kimberly Locke, she's cool. But what else is going on for, I guess, lesbians? Is there anything particular in the Albuquerque Pride that's very lesbo-ish?
Well, we have actually Friday night. A lot of that is we used to have down here in Albuquerque called Women Fest, and they stopped producing 2 years ago. So we didn't have any real women performers. So the women are all coming out on Friday night with lots going on with Betty. They're going to actually do a lot of the stage crewing and getting them up on stage, and it's going to be under a huge pavilion tent. So they're going to be rocking all night long. So Friday's a better night for the lesbians, but we still have a huge parade the next day. We've got everything from the Rockin' Grannies to our New Mexico Burn women's football team. So they are all out here on the weekend.
You guys don't have Dykes on Bikes?
Oh yeah, we got the Dykes on Bikes.
Oh,
I mean, that's all I was getting at.
I mean, say it's not Pride without Dykes on Bikes being a part of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, we got lots, and we might even have a few spaces on the back. We can get you a ride in there, Michelle.
Well, there we go. I'll even buy the ticket just to get the video of Michelle on the back of a bike in Albuquerque. So, is there a website that we can check out for Albuquerque Pride?
Well, we do, you come on up to www.abqpride.com. We got all the information out there. It's growing every year. We got lots of folks who come down. The whole month in the whole state, there's stuff going on in Santa Fe, Cruces, all that.
I was going to ask, is this so this doesn't just serve as Albuquerque Santa Fe Pride? Santa Fe's got their own thing going on too, or?
They do. 2 weeks after, on the 26th, is their Pride event.
So New Mexico has a whole lot of pride then.
What was that?
I said New Mexico has a whole lot of pride then.
It does, and I mean, we got good reason too. I mean, we got all kinds of gender identity and sexual orientation protections. We missed civil unions by one vote. Nobody ever hears about that. We got Bill Richardson running for president. We got all kinds of good things happening down here.
Pat, that is so great. Congratulations on 30-plus years of pride, and thank you so much for being on Shake tonight.
Thank you, guys. Have a great time, and I'll try to get up there for San Francisco's.
Thanks, Pat.
866-365-4758 to join in. It's America's LGBT radio talk show, and we go from Albuquerque to Washington, D.C., and Capitol Pride's David Mallory, and you've got a whole week of Pride, we understand.
That's right. It begins actually tomorrow and ends on June the 10th.
Not just a weekend. Y'all do it for like 9 days.
We sure do. We got a whole series of events throughout the entire week. We got pageants and informational town halls and things of that nature, and that ends with a big, of course, the parade and a big street festival on Pennsylvania Avenue.
Now, is there nudity involved in any of these parades and pageants?
She gets right to it.
She sure does. Not that I have seen, unfortunately, but there is no nudity involved.
What about people painted in red, white, and blue? I'm over here in the West Coast. I'm thinking D.C. I'm thinking the White House, gay people.
You're
How does that
creative.
look?
We don't get much. We don't really get much of that. It's kind of a more conservative crowd, but still has a good time. So.
Now it's a 9-day thing.
Yes,
it's not just a weekend. Why so long?
Well, I guess it is because we want to offer a really diverse lineup of events to kind of really target all aspects of the LGBT community. I mean, this year we're doing the first ever Trans Pride event, which is focused on the transgender community. Mm-hmm. We're doing an event geared toward the bisexual community, which is basically just a social happy hour at one of the local bars. So it's just we've got so many different types of events, and we just want to appeal to as broad a range as we can in the community.
So basically, everybody queer, come and join this 9-day Pride extravaganza.
Exactly.
But I want to know, what are some things that I guess would be so different from all the other prides, or what's the gay community like, or how where are you getting the gays and lesbians and bis coming to these events?
Yeah. D.C. is really interesting because we draw from around the region. It's Northern Virginia, it's Maryland, it's Delaware. We get folks coming up from Southern Virginia, even coming down from Philly and further. But I think what makes it really unique here in D.C. is our street festival, which is on Pennsylvania Avenue. It's got the Capitol building as the backdrop. And I think celebrating, pride and liberation with that as a backdrop is really amazing. Another thing is our parade is actually the night before the festival, and the parade is now in its 26th year, and that actually still basically goes through the heart of the old gay neighborhood, which is DuPont Circle. Mm-hmm. But of course, it's been moving and expanding, so I think the parade kind of retains that community feel, and small town feel, because it still goes through DuPont and goes on to the rest of the community.
How has Washington Pride changed over the years, especially now with the Bushes in the White House?
Right.
Has it changed up at all?
It really has not. I mean, Pride, as it did in many cities here, started as a street festival. This is our 32nd year.
Oh, wow.
And it started as basically a block party 32 years ago.
Block
from
party.
there, it's really grown to, like I said, 9 days of events. We expect over 200,000 people at the festival on the 10th.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, as far as size and participation and, of course, corporate support, it has certainly grown in that regard.
Great. That is awesome to hear. Now, my question, this is really important,
Yes.
since you're right in the backyard of those who may not be so happy with a bunch of gay and lesbians dancing all around the streets.
Right.
Do you feel like you're being watched as you're in the backyard of, the Bush House?
I never get that sense at any of our Pride events, and especially not at the street festival. There really is just a sense of community and celebration and liberation. I don't think people are sensing that when they're out during the Capitol Pride events.
Who's the most surprising person you've actually seen out at a Washington Pride event?
The most surprising person? Oh, my goodness.
Like if George W. were to show up himself, I mean, that would be like a drop-dead shocker right
I would
there.
keel over. That would be a landmark event. We don't anticipate that that's going to happen. I don't know that they're even in town that weekend. But
another reason to come. The Bushes won't be there.
That's a very good reason. You got it.
So who have you seen? Who would be surprising, or big celebrities that have come out to Pride in the past?
Oh my goodness, this is actually only my second time actually managing Pride.
Mm-hmm.
And usually we've got a good lineup on our main stage as far as performers. This year we've got Crystal Waters, we've got Goddess and She, who are a hip-hop duo, and were on the L Word, I guess, last season.
Right, their famous song, it's a vagina song. It's well, if I could say the right term, I would, but just to help you guys out, it's like vagina real good, and ... That's
we're
a verse.
looking forward to that performance.
So where do we go to check up the entire lineup?
The entire lineup is on our website, which is capitalpride.org. And just click on the events, and it'll bring up everything, starting with tomorrow's big kickoff party at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Well, great. We can't wait to hear back from you and check in from Washington Pride next weekend if you get a chance.
That sounds wonderful.
That'd be terrific. Thank you so much for being on Shake.
Thank you very much.
America's LGBT radio talk show, back after this.
Hey, I'm Stephanie Miller. You wake up with me every weekday morning. Remember, 6 to 9 a.m. right here on 960 The Quake, Progressive Talk Radio.
The Out in America Cities Network offers a local website just for you in whatever city you're in. Want info on the hottest gay movies? Maybe you're looking to hook up, chat, or maybe you want info on the latest local happenings. There's news, nightclub listings, and more. Check it out. Type OUT IN and insert your town name. Out in San Francisco, out in Los Angeles, out in San Diego, out in Denver. Whatever your town, check it out. That's Out in America.
Out in Columbus. Out in Omaha. Out in Atlanta. Out in Boise. Out in Baltimore. Out in Washington. Out in Seattle. Out in Portland. Out in Minneapolis.
960 The Quake and you saving the planet. Go to the green page. Loads of links and ideas to make our world cleaner and greener at quakeradio.com.
America's LGBT radio talk show. 866-365-4758. 866-365-4758.
Got to welcome everyone in San Diego. Brand new listeners on San Diego's Progressive Talk, 1360 AM KLSD, and then a bunch of folks listening online at shakeradio.com. Larry Adams has a few shouts from the website.
Yes, Carla from Minneapolis says, hey, and she's listening to us live, shakeradio.com. If you want to say hey to your peoples across the country, across the world, do contact us at shakeradio.com.
There you go. It's Larry Adams in studio, Michelle Meow, St. John, that's my name, Sebastian Kuntz hanging out, and live from Orlando, usually Hollywood, it is Harrison on the Edge telling us why Disney is the scariest place on earth right now. Harrison, what's up?
Well, we were talking a little bit about Disney, and in my experience, David really had the arms up in the air, dancing, frolicking the night away. And I took the sort of political venture through Gay Days. What does it really mean? And when I went to this thing about 10 years ago, Disney used to put signs out saying this is not a Disney-sanctioned event. We have nothing to do with these people. And the fundies, which is fundamentalists, would show up dressed as Jesus and such and parade the parkway carrying 10 pounds of, or 1,000 pounds of crucifix lumber. I mean, it was just such a show. Pretty amazing stuff. I did get to go to a Klan rally today, but I'll tell you much more and play some audio next week for you. But the key that really was upsetting to me, being is that we're all progressives here. I mean, that's kind of the plot of the play. We may be gay, blah, 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 but really the point is that we're progressives. We're not like conservative ones. Not for a second. We believe in a fair shake for everybody. Why would one of the largest media companies on earth scan your fingerprint for you to get into the park? And one has to wonder.
I'm thinking that it's because they want to collect the data.
Well,
they
I
want to
asked
know.
them, I said, wait a minute. I'm supposed to trust Disney, the largest real estate company on earth, by the way, which is also ABC, the news arm, not to mention all the wonderful money they take in from defense contractors. I'm supposed to trust that you're going to take my fingerprint digitally and not share it with swinging Dick Cheney. Right? I mean, really? Well, it's illegal for us to give that information away. Ah, yes, just like it's illegal to wiretap. So who's policing the big multinational media company? These are some of the big questions. I would be curious to know who has, say in Anaheim, anybody from San Diego or L.A. who's gone to Disneyland. They're not scanning for fingerprints there, but they are in Orlando where they know the planet will. See, what a great way to voluntarily offer your fingerprint into the big Total Information Awareness Negroponte database, huh?
So we don't have any real, I guess they're not giving us justification of why they're taking our fingerprints?
Well, I asked the cast members, that's what they call the employees, standing there at the scanner, what's this for? Oh, it's for security. Whose? Mine or yours? There's never an answer for that. And I ended up finding an engineer who would talk to me a little bit. He said, they're not really using the fingerprint part. They're using the outline of your finger. I said, well, why not use my knuckle then? Yeah.
Harrison, Larry
because
Adams
he's walking on his knuckles.
Oh, boy. Larry Adams here. They sometimes, the insiders will call Disneyland and Disney World Mauschwitz.
Yeah.
Because I'm told it's, I personally not a fan. I mean, I'm really happy that David's there and having a great time. I can't stand the thought of going to Disneyland or Disney World. I don't know why. I kind of hate clowns. I kind of hate the thought that those little mice underneath that little mouse costume, there's a stoned 16-year-old kid who doesn't really know what he's doing. He's just kind of pushing you around in line. I mean, they have a smile on their face all the time. They scare me. Call me a freak.
They should. And you probably scare them, too.
I'm sure I do. I'm sure I do. I just, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I share your suspicion in where this data is going. And
I did something good that you'll approve of. Being the Southern Californian that I am, we always do have, we look at just a slightly different angle here. So I went to around a bunch of gay guys. I said, look, instead of us going to the usual and customary completely gay events, let's do Gorilla Bar.
Oh, yeah.
Not gorilla like, not Australopithecine kind of simian gorilla, but Guerilla. And what we did is we invaded straight bars, a bunch of fags roaring in there and taking the joint over. That, my friend, is a good time.
Gorilla Queer Bar. I've heard of that up here in San Francisco. And you're saying you did this in Orlando?
Oh, yeah, Gorilla Bar. Went and found a wonderful trucker's saloon, pool tables. My kind of place for sure.
Oh, my God.
And, boy, what a night to remember.
So what was the response like? What was it all about?
Well, there's a fair amount of inbreeding that goes on in this area, amidst Klan rallies and such. So you did have the aggregate tooth count of 17. When we came in, of course, it was in the high thousands.
Hey, no teeth can be hot sometimes, though.
Well, you know what? There's something for everybody. And we went in there, and, there was just gulping and blinking and drooling, and nobody said a damn thing because, as always, and we know this with bigots, the second they're outnumbered, they're your friend.
Yep. Wow.
So who'd you go home with?
I went home with Bubba Aloysius Gundersnipe.
You sure do have a purty mouth.
Yeah,
Is he from the deliverance wing of the right wing deliverance wing of the party?
Oh, it's not a wing, honey. It's the entire creature.
Oh my God. Well, Harrison, as always, you cause us to think, which is something that we need to do. You cause us to think. I mean, it's something we need to do more of, and stirring the pot with a good amount of political aggravation. It's always a good thing.
I know St. John and you guys will give out all the appropriate web information. I would be curious to know, has anybody seen this in other parts of the country, or did you have this experience in Orlando yourself? What do you think of it as a progressive? Do you trust the huge multinational corporation of Disney, which, by the way, gets massive land deals, massive media compensation from this current government? Do you think your fingerprint is going to be kept in a little file by them and they'll never use it again? I promise.
Tell you what, if you'd like to respond to anything, just go to shakeradio.com. Anything you've heard tonight, we'd love to hear from you on the website. Next weekend on Shake, a preview of Gay Pride Los Angeles. We've got comedian Kate Clinton and the plight of lesbians in Palestine, a first-person look at living a lesbian life in the Middle East. Shake, America's LGBT radio talk show. Thank you all so much for listening tonight.
Progressive Talk Radio in HD Digital. KQKE, Oakland, San Francisco, San Jose, 960